Good morning, all. So today I'm very excited to take you through this very exciting demonstration. So before I start, always have a look at the comment section and the video description. So I will be sharing the GitHub link to refer the SPL statements being used. I will also be posting a Google form in the comment section. If somebody is interested in the live demonstrations like this, happy to help. And if somebody is also interested in the Amazon machine image which I have created, Splunk is installed, technology add-ons is installed, data is pre-indexed, extracted, and you can just create an EC2 and just use this particular data within 2 minutes of time. So before I start here, so today we will be focusing on S3 access logs. I would just like to make you recollect what we have done in the day one video. Please, I would highly recommend if somebody has not really seen the day one video, the link will be in the comment section. So we have seen that the access key was exposed in or posted in the public GitHub repository. We have seen permanent credential. We've also seen the temporary credential creation. We have seen unsuccessful attempts at creating default VPCs in different regions and some of that stuff. So today our scenario basically begins that the internal IT support guy basically misconfigured the bucket. So just give me a sec. I'm using this particular query, will be there in the GitHub page. As I said, we'll make a little bigger and I will just make it all time and let it be verbose itself. It will take a moment. So you can see that we have two events. You can see somebody is trying to make changes or put bucket ACL. Somebody has put the ACL access control list in order to grant access to the S3 bucket. You can see the bucket name here. Who has carried out this activity? This is an IAM user. His username is something like this. So if I click on this activity, right? So for example, let's click on this activity so that it will be getting opened in the another section. So here I cannot really see what are the changes that is being made via ACL or access control list, right? So here we are. So if I drill down, what happens is I'm basically interested in this data. Let's take it to the VS Code where it will be much more readable. We're deleting this. I will just format selection. Yeah, so we get it there. So for example, you can see that this is the event name. You have seen this is the principal who has carried out this activity. Uh, if I go down, you can see that the event source is S3. We have explicitly listed in our SPL query. These are the access control. So this is the payload which we will be interested in. The very first statement says the full control has been given to this user. So that is okay. You can see that write access has been given to this log delivery group. If I go down a bit, just you can see that all users have been granted read access, and therefore the bucket is publicly exposed as of now. If you see that write access has also been granted to all users, right? So therefore and if you go down, you can see that the bucket name which is impacted, this is the name of the bucket, right? So if I go to the slide once again, so this is the query, will also be there in the GitHub page if somebody is interested. So we have learned following things. What is the bucket that is impacted? Who is the user principal? Carried out this activity or misconfigured the bucket. Uh, okay, so now we will be interested in what are the activities that are being performed in the bucket that has already been publicly exposed, right? So just give me a sec. We'll go here. I will copy this query and I will go back to the Splunk session once again. So for here, let's paste this query which we are using. So you can see that we are looking at S3 access logs. We are looking at the bucket which is impacted. I have also tried to drill down some of the noise. I will only be looking at the activities which correspond to ACLs, objects, and bucket policies. ACLs and bucket policies are normally used to grant access to the bucket in question. Objects, it will tell you that somebody is trying to upload, download, read those objects, and of that nature, right? So you will see other event names like the logging related activity, bucket versioning, and things of that nature. you can do, you can remove this particular line if you wish. So I will be making you through. So for example, you can see that somebody is trying to retrieve the information with respect to ACL. So this is the user who has basically misconfigured the bucket. Again, trying to read the bucket policy as well. This is the source IP address. So anyways, we are not very much interested in the read-only activities. You can see what we have seen in the CloudTrail. Similarly, you can see that somebody has tried to put the access control list. And again, the principal is this user. Again, get bucket policy. If I go down again, so this is very important from our perspective. You can see that somebody is trying to upload an object to this particular bucket, right? You can see this is the file, extension is .txt file, and you can also see somebody put in one more object which reads like html memcache .tar .gz, right? So we are seeing some of the put object activities. If even I further go down, you can see that this object has also been uploaded to the publicly exposed bucket from this particular source IP address. So before I do that, I will take you to the slides once again. So I showed you that this is the object which is getting uploaded. Extension is txt. If we open this file, this says this is a warning. Your bucket is publicly exposed. Please restrict it. Seems like a message with good intentions. So this further says, this particular text file has gone unread, and therefore, so at this point in time, what we have learned so far, right? So you can see the bucket name, you can see the principal, you can also see what are the objects that are being uploaded in a bucket for that matter, right? Apart from that, I will be taking you through the Splunk console once again. So I also want you to know some of the other stuff. So for example, if you can see that head object, right? So okay, so we you can see the principal here is one of the instance IDs. Uh, and similarly, you can also see the get object, right? So this is the one of the file that has been uploaded. Could be malicious, very well be malicious, because uploaded by the the attacker. So for example, so this particular bucket which is publicly exposed does contain some of the code, or some of the configuration files, and therefore should not have been made public at the very first place. So here you can see that the get object, so somebody is trying to download an object from the bucket which is publicly exposed, and who is trying to download, you can see this is one of the instance ID which is trying to download this information. So here I am, you just would like to mention once again, so when you provision EC2 instances manually or automatically via auto scaling groups, you have one field which is known as EC2 user data. So for example, you can install some of the packages while provisioning that particular EC2 instance. You can also copy or download some of the config files which are stored in your S3 bucket. So this is what has really happened. Some of the packages are installed and some of the files have already been downloaded from the S3 bucket which has already been exposed, and therefore the EC2 which will be getting provisioned might have might be involved into some of the activities which might be suspicious or malicious, right? Will not go there. So this is what we intend to cover in this particular session. So hopefully you have enjoyed this particular session. Please do let me know in the comment section about your feedback. So thank you.